Now when it comes to dress watches, I am a bit of a sucker for a square watch, and this Omega from the 1970s is gorgeous with its integrated Milanese style bracelet. The watch seems to be in original unpolished condition. It has a manual wind 17 joule movement which needs a service and a little tidy up.
Wind's fine. It's slipping.
So before we even start, there's a little issue with the mechanism.
It's a broken setting lever spring. The bloody arm is broken off. Nice. Some of you will be relieved to know that I won't be polishing this. It's an unpolished case. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'll give it a little rub and a little wash. We'll leave all that alone. I bet you haven't seen a plastic ring like that before, with its own little tube. Can't see any dial fit screws, so I think this is friction fitted on. Something's just dropped out here. Looks like the winding pinion. So because the dial is friction fitted on, you can see these little plastic bushes to obviously give it a good friction fit. It's a neat little idea. And the other one is still stuck on the movement. That's cool, huh? So let's put this stem back in and see why I was having such a hard time in the hand setting mode. So in the winding position it's absolutely fine, but when you put it into the hand setting position it starts jumping. Before we do anything, let's just have a quick look underneath this keyless cover and see what's going on with this thing. So what's going on underneath here then? Let's have a look. Sometimes that's all it is. Somebody's put that setting wheel on upside down. So let's just try and turn it upside down. So you can see it's completely flat on that side. On the other side you can see it's got that little circular rim which is slightly raised, and that's all it takes to bugger everything up if you put that on the wrong way. And now we'll put it on the correct way and see if that resolves our problem. Put the keyless cover back on, and now if we put it into hand setting mode, straight away you can see it's setting smoothly without jumping or anything. So now we'll follow our normal procedure and dismantle the watch. Cannon pinion. It's a very slim, simple movement. Manual wind, no other complications.
So this is a caliber 625 which replaced the 620. It was produced from about 1973 to 1979. It's about 18mm wide, so a lady's size. So it's a bit strange that they used such a small movement on a men's dress watch when they easily could have used something slightly bigger. There was ample room in the case for a bigger movement, but I'm sure they had their reasons.
It's just a normal screw. That is so tiny. Let's get the click off first. I have a 3-year-old who's taken over Trouble's role as being the intruder to my workshop. Hello, Germ. Yeah. I agree, I totally agree. You wanna take me somewhere? Can't climb in my chair. Oh my god. Help. Oh my god, help. Oh. Hey. What are you doing? These bloody medical professions are trying to put a label on my little boy. is just a late talker, and this train bridge and barrel bridge all seem to be one piece. We'll remove the center wheel and the third wheel, the fourth wheel, and the escape wheel, and we've got our mainspring. Ooh, look at that really cool escape wheel. It looked like my pepper pot alloys on my first ever car. Not quite. Which was an Escort XR3i. Well, it wasn't an XR3i. It was just an XR3i replica. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much else. So we take off that. This little precision part here. Let's put our high precision part away because we're not going to wash that. And that's it. Nothing else to it really. No dramas. Look at that crown though. Look like a little marble. Like a tiger's eye. And now we'll just remove the keyless. Some magnetized screws. We'll demagnetize those. Like that. And we've already seen all this. Keyless cover, setting lever spring. There's our intermediate setting wheel. Setting wheel. And there's the yoke and yoke spring. Setting lever, and we have a sliding pinion and our winding pinion. Let's have another look at this crown. It's absolutely gorgeous. The arbor is being stubborn. We'll get you out later. Don't you worry. Everything is so small on this movement. Do you guys remember the Omega Jedi when I laid out all the parts? There was quite a few parts on that one, wasn't there? Now compare that to what we have here. And that's it. That's all we have. That's like a snack, isn't it? Compared to the Jedi. Let's get the balance back in. And we can get it all in the wash. Look at the state of my little basket. Managed to get some shellac on it from another project. Look at that. Yeah.
Come here.
Okay.
Boy said he's coming.
So since this restoration isn't as complicated as the Amiga Jedi we did, I thought I'd use these easier videos to go through some of the tools and techniques I use. So in this one we'll go through some of the ultrasonic to clean the gold. So I have one here which I'll put the solution, and then I'll have another one here with just clean water to rinse it off. So I'll show you the solution I use. Now the solutions you use in the ultrasonics are different to the movement cleaning machine. I think I've gone through that previously with you guys. Previously I did used to use one with ammonia, which was quite good as well. But I'm trying this new one out, which is ammonia free. So you just mix between 5 to 20 parts of water, depending on the degree of soiling. Stick it in there, and as it says on the instructions, the more dirty your items are, the more parts of the solution you can put in there and less water. See these delicate items, obviously gold is a soft material, and also when you've mirror polished something and you want to clean it, sometimes the basket can scratch the item up again. So you can make all sorts of weird and wonderful things using coat hangers and hooks so that it doesn't touch the basket, or you can use a sort of plastic basket. When with this you can just sort of make some hanging hooks and stick the items on the hook. But again, these ultrasonic cleaners, they look massive but they're quite shallow. I mean, if you look at this one, you can see the actual thing looks huge, but you can see how shallow everything is. So what I'll do is because the gold is very soft, and if I put it on there, even though if I put it this way, it will get some scratches on there, on the underside. So I'll use the plastic basket. Wow, look at all that coming out of there. So you can see here there is still a little bit of tarnishing on there. Now we can remove that using the salt and soda method I showed you on that previous Amiga video. But we'll use a little bit of a gold polishing cloth here. You can find some of this stuff on my Amazon page. This is impregnated with some Rouge polishing compound. So we'll just give it a rub with this cloth, and hopefully that should remove any sort of tarnishing. See that? Didn't take much. That looks nice. You can see a little bit on the links just there. And you can do that all over, just a light rub with the cloth, and you can see the gold rubbing off onto the cloth. If I take a clean part of the cloth and give that a little rub. You can see it removes tiny microscopic atoms of gold. See? We've got a little mirrored section around the edge as well, so we can give that a gentle tidy up as well. I would have loved to give this case a polish, but the instructions are not to. So, but you can see even with the cloth, when it goes black like that, that is actually tiny particles of gold, but we're talking atomic levels. Now it's important never to wash these Rouge cloths, otherwise you'll get rid of all the compound. So even though they do look like they get a little bit dirty, like when it gets like this, it's just the metal that's come off onto it, but you don't wash them, you just replace it with the new one. Alright, so if the accountant ever came up here and saw this, she'll stick it in the washing machine. My mom did that once. I remember when I was in school, and on the last day of school, all my friends signed my white shirt. We all signed each other's shirts. So I had the signature of all the year group on my shirt. Came home, took it off, left it on the bed, and my mom put it in the washing machine. Stupid cow. I love my mom. So, there you go. No big obvious differences, but it's clean, sanitary. All the tarnishing is gone. We've still got the straight grain and the mirrored. And this looks okay as it is. And some things in this good condition, I think they should be left as it is. Oi, get in there. So now I'm back onto the other side and we'll get a bit of oiling done. That's lacquer on the end of my stick. Put some lacquer on it. So we must remember to get this on the right way around this time. Somebody asked the other day why we don't use magnetized screwdrivers to pick up the screws, even though we demagnetize the watches afterwards. You just wouldn't be able to get them off the screwdriver. Just annoying because it wouldn't come off. So it's better to just use a pair of tweezers to just drop them in. See, like this one, it just won't come off. I'll demagnetize my screwdriver. I know it seems like a neat idea to have magnetized screwdrivers, but trust me, it isn't when it comes to this game. Spread that grease. Spread that grease. Might as well oil this. Oh wow, it's come off. That's what happens when you try to film macro. Super macro.
Now, most of you know that I'm always complaining about not being able to get a nice shot of oiling the pallet jewels. Well, this time I did it using an electronic digital microscope, and it was glorious. Let's see it then. Oh, I haven't included it in this video because it didn't save. Bastard microscope. Boom!
Not a good idea to do all this whilst drinking coffee. I hope I'm not boring you guys with all these macro shots, but because it's such an easy job, this one, thought I'd spend a bit more time with the macro. That looks a bit nasty. Getting better. There's something not quite right with this thing, so I'm gonna have to dismantle it and check everything again. 1 hour later. Oh yeah.
So I read an article the other day about how watchmakers are getting more and more overloaded with work due to the rise of tinkerers messing up watches. The article didn't imply it, but I kind of got the vibe that they were blaming us YouTubers for encouraging more and more said tinkerers. Well, you know what I say to that? Tinker on, dudes. And I've got some merch to middle finger that insinuation. Be proud to be a tinkerer, for it is the tinkerer who can mend that which is broken, or break it even further. So wear it proudly like a hat.
So you can see now the hands are not slipping like before, and this thing winds so smooth now. Oof, it's like butter.
Now, the women in my family think I have beautiful wrists, scars and all, and they're always saying they would give their right arm for my left wrist. Oh, I'll get my coat, shall I? So maybe I should give wrist modeling a try, if any wrist modeling agencies are watching, especially with gorgeous pieces like this one. But I'm not waxing my arms, no bloody way. But I think the reason for this spectacular scene is all to do with the watch. What do you guys think of this piece, minus my feminine wrists? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So thank you all for sitting with me today and watching another episode of my soap opera. I hope you enjoyed this one. Look after yourselves, friends, and take care of one another. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. And if the Almighty wills, I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra a bit.